Hello everybody from the YouTube channel. Welcome back to another video. This is going to be a bonus video for the day. As you guys have seen, we've been uploading a video every single day. Yeah, if not more. We've been doing about at least eight videos a week. Yeah, pushing up to like 8 to 12 a week. Yeah, depending on what's going on. So this is going to be another bonus video. So you can expect this week to have like 9 to 10 videos in the next 7 days. So yeah, everybody from Twitch, hello to say hello to your future self on YouTube. We're making a video here on the developer's notes. So I don't know if you guys saw the last video. We did a quick video and rundown of the developer's note number 1. I was told developer note number 2, which you can obtain and see through the media button on the top left on your main page and under the tab developer's note, has been released. Now we're gonna go ahead and take a look at this and give my thoughts and on these new changes that are going to be happening and coming out soon for the dimensional hole. Now that they have released part 2, we can expect dimensional hole hopefully to be coming out real soon. Now I did hear a couple things about this dimensional hole update part 2. I haven't read all the details, so we're gonna go through it here today. Yeah, and see my opinion, I guess you can say, is what a lot of people want to hear and know. Greeting from the Summoners War development team. As we notified in our last developer notes, we are back with another note to talk about the dimension hole. In this note, details of the secondary awakening dungeon as well as the available rewards, which is important to us, will be discussed. Please see below for more details. Secondary awakening. As you can probably guess from the term secondary awakening, you can proceed with the secondary awakening with the awakened monsters. With the secondary awakening, the monsters will be changed as follows. Changes with the secondary awakening. Basic stats will greatly increase. Will be increased greatly. Okay, read that wrong. Skills will be upgraded. The monster's appearance will be upgraded. All right, so we have some perks here, right? These base stats on these units. So Com2Us gave us the word that they're going to be doing these secondary awakenings for 2 and 3 star units to kind of revamp these units and bring them back to life. Units that used to be used a lot more often. Yeah, and bring some light into these 2 and 3 stars. So the base stats are going to increase, right? If you guys don't know, base stats of units are typically, you know, dependent on their stars, right? The higher the stars, the more base stats a unit has in general. So 2 or 3 stars don't have very good base stats, so this definitely is gonna, you know, make them stronger. Maybe as strong as a 4 star, or maybe a 5 star, or maybe like a 4.5 star, something like that. So base stats, good plus. Appearance, good plus. And skill modifications, that's what we want to take a look at. Unlike the normal awakening where you awaken a monster with essences of magic, essences of corresponding attribute, you can perform the secondary awakening through entering the dimension hole. Okay, as we expected, yeah, we're gonna bring in these units into the dimension dungeons to awaken them. The target monster will earn EXP from entering battles, which means the secondary awakening requires a certain amount of time. We estimate about 100 gameplays under the highest difficulty level will be required to proceed the secondary awakening with a monster. Okay. That seems kind of a lot, but I think it's reasonable, right? I believe this energy currency is going to be a new currency. For now, they haven't told us if we can or can't refresh or purchase it, though. This is going to be something that we have 100 energy of. I don't know if we get 100 energy right off the bat. I hope so. But it's 100 of this new energy that refreshes 1 energy every 2 hours. So for it to take 100 of gameplays of highest difficulty to secondary awakening, I think that's within reason. Yeah, to secondary awaken something. That's within reason, right? A dungeon probably, once we figure it out, would probably take 1 minute to 2 minutes, right? Doing 100 runs is reasonable. I mean, you farm units and you kind of level up units, right? It takes a while to level up a unit through farming. You guys have leveled units, so okay, that's within reason, I guess you can say. Yeah, we'll see how difficult these dungeons are. That'll definitely play a role. If people can't do the highest difficulty, that might be an issue. Let's move on to the second part here, secondary awakening. As we can see, the fairy and the pixies. Okay. Interesting. So this looks like this is the dungeon. Yeah, Elunia remains. This dungeon is to awaken fairies and pixies, I guess. Yeah, level 1. Oh, it tells you the element too. So the dungeon level, yeah, is gonna be for the element as well. Okay, interesting. Can you think of a monster after looking at the image above? This is the appearance of a fairy with secondary awakening. Should I talk about the other image of the other points of the image? List of secondary awakening dungeons. You can tap the thumbnail shown on the top right to enter each monster's secondary awakening dungeon. Awakening. That's the typo, right? With the first update, a total of 4 monsters will be available in the secondary awakening dungeon, which we already kind of know. Inugamis, warbears, fairies, and pixies, right? Battle level difficulty, a total of 5 different battle level difficulties. So similar to raids, right? Okay. You have to clear the previous level to enter the next level. You can enter the levels at any time once they are opened, okay? Second Awakening Dungeon EXP. In order to enter Second Awakening Dungeon, you must include the Secondary Awakened target monster on your team. Okay, so you have to bring the unit with you in your team, and from the pictures that we've seen, I think it's a 4-man team, which is going to make these dungeons different, right? The stipulations that we heard was that one dungeon will be you only can bring all of one element, and another stipulation was 4-star under. So within those stipulations, another stipulation to do this awakening in the awakening dungeon is to bring this unit with you, meaning you have to rune it up as well. Okay, interesting. One monster is required, but you can use more than one of the target monsters. Also, the target monster should be awakened to enter battles. Okay, a monster that has completed its secondary awakening cannot earn any more secondary awakening EXP. Okay, but you can still enter the secondary awakening dungeon. So it looks like you have to get some kind of EXP. Okay, they're saying it here. The monster can earn secondary awakening dungeon EXP once the battle is cleared. Along with the secondary awakening EXP, you can also earn a little battle reward. We'll explain more about this later. We decided to call the secondary awakening EXP as AXP. Okay, so it's a new AXP to level up, right? So EXP is to level up the unit to whatever level. The AXP is to level up the secondary awakening. Okay, it's simple enough. Once the monster gains full AXP, you can proceed with the secondary awakening. By going to the monster awakening menu, there is one more requirement to proceed the secondary awakening. All of the monster skills need to be leveled up to the max. Okay, so let's say, for example, fairy, you need to max the fairy skills to the max, right? Just feed fairies, 3 and 2-star fairies, and you level it up to the max. Or let's say Unugamis, right? You have a max Rayoke or whatever you have in your storage, a Bella that's already maxed, and you're gonna build that. Everything has to be max skilled before you can secondary awaken. Okay, fine. Moving on. However, the skill up is not one of the conditions to enter the secondary awakening dungeon. So you can skill up anytime before you proceed with secondary awakening. Okay? So the unit can just be a fodder is kind of what they're saying, right? You can bring in the unit at your secondary awakening. It doesn't have to be skilled up, and you can bring it in. It just has to be, you know, awakened to be brought in. Also, the monster doesn't have to be 6-star and max level, meaning that you can proceed the secondary awakening first and power up the monster later. Okay? Great. When the monster has completed secondary awakening, the monster skill will be upgraded and renewed as new skills. All right, this is where we get the new skills, right? With the new skills, the skill level will be reset to 1 skill. So the skills are gonna get reset. Okay, change and then reset. To level up the skills, you can use a secondary awakening monster. Attribute doesn't matter, or Devilmon. When you want to level up the skills by using the same monster, keep in mind that you can only use the monster has completed the secondary awakening. Huh? What? So you only can level up. This is what people were saying. Like some people in chat and Discord were telling me like, oh, it's not going to be worth it to make this unit. Is this the main reason right here? Because if I'm reading this correctly, you can only skill up the new unit with Devilmon or another secondary awakened, aka fodder. Now, you know I always do my opinions on both sides, right? Okay, so I'm gonna look at the player side first because this is the most obvious. Player side, this is a lot of time that needs to be invested into making the secondary unit. I think you can make the secondary unit fairly quickly. I don't think it takes very long to make a secondary unit. But to make enough secondary units after the first to skill up will definitely take a while. That's a con. That's a straight up no-brainer, right? That's a lot of time that needs to be invested. Now, I don't know if Comtuous wanted to make this as something for us to kind of take our time to build, but that's kind of a long time, man. That's gonna come out to, because it's gonna take about 100 energy. Let's say you do everything optimally, 100 energy, right? And you can make your secondary awakened unit because you farm it on the highest dungeon. 100 energy, right? You get 100 energy. You get 1 energy every 2 hours. And in the course of a day, you get 12 energy. So for the sake of it, we'll just round it to 12 times 8, which is 96. Yeah, quick maths. Let's just pretend that's 100, right? We're underestimating. We're giving a little buffer, right? 8 days to 8.5 days of using the energy, which probably doesn't take too long, to make another secondary unit to use for skill ups. That's gonna take a long time, man. That's gonna take a long time. But the thing that I'm thinking here, yeah, and something that I don't think people are thinking about is that people are feeling overwhelmed. Okay, I feel overwhelmed by this too. But like, do you think that it should be something that we should be able to farm and create really quickly? Or does it something that has to be farmed and made over the period of time, right? Certain examples that I'm going to give you guys. Yeah, I just want you guys to think outside the box for a second. How long does it take you to farm a homunculus, right? Homunculus is here. I've stated it many times before. Homunculus is a great unit to fill a Nat 5 role on your account. You need a unit for TOA. You need a farmer. You need a raid unit. You need an NB10 unit. Whatever you need. That's what the homunculus is for, right? That's what the homunculus is for. Takes a while to farm it, right? Makes sense, right? You take the time to farm it, but the homunculus only takes a couple weeks to farm. You see? This is gonna take like, to max skill a unit, is gonna take like months. Like months. I don't know the exact amount. If somebody wants to do the quick maths, it's gonna take months. Yeah. So before we move on, I really hope the skills are gonna be OP, right? Think about it. If it is something that we can create and we can make that is OP, we will create that specific unit. We do not need to build every single secondary awakening. True, false, chat. Do you need to build all 5 pixies, all 5 fairies, all 5 warbirds, all 5 inugamis? There's only gonna be 1, maybe 2, maybe 3 that are OP that we need to take our time and grind. So I can see it's gonna take a while, but it's only gonna be a couple. We don't need to make them all. Yeah, we don't need to make them all, right? Second elo, it says we can use Devilmon. Now, I only value putting Devilmon. Okay, people have put Devilmons into 4 stars before, right? And you put Devilmons into, let's say, twins. Is this gonna be valuable to put Devilmons into? I'm gonna say no, because you can farm it. But I'm also gonna say yes, because of the amount of time you can farm it. You see? The amount of time that you can farm it. So, things that I'm uncertain about, because I always give my opinions from various sides. I kind of like take it from different sides before I can, you know, finally decide for myself. It takes a little while. I like to think about everything before I make a decision. I don't get swayed easily by general population or by Reddit or by other content creators. I make my own decision, right? Thinking about everything. I don't just hear somebody, like people chat, everybody saying, oh, it's not worth it, it's not time. That's why I'm seeing a lot of people type in chat. I don't just take that first. I think for myself, right? Things that we don't know. Is this energy going to be refillable in the future? Because so far they have not said anything about it being refillable. If it is refillable, the grind is potentially not as long, right? It's going to be like homunculus. You'll be able to grind. So it says, did they say no? Okay, we didn't read that yet. But if it's not refillable, then that's also something that I don't like. How good are these base stats? If these base stats are similar to, let's say, if they're upgrading these 2 or 3 star units to Nat 5 base stats with potential skills, they're at the degree of Nat 5 units, right? And the skill levels are so good, I might consider Devilmoning it. I think there's a certain stigma or stipulation in our minds, yeah, saying that, oh, it's a waste of Devilmon to Devilmon it. But if the base stats and the skills of these units are on par with a Nat 5, then I might consider Devilmoning it, right? Which potentially would make sense, right? So far, I don't see them selling anything. I got to ask Comtuous a specific question that I can share with you guys. I asked them a specific question is, will they be releasing any type of ancient rune pack, ancient reap pack? They said they have no plans for it anytime soon. No plans at all for any of that release. So that to me says, yeah, because I need to think of the business standpoint now. What are they doing to make money from this, right? You come on, let's be real. Okay, let's be a little reasonable now. I mean, they give us a lot of free stuff. They do this free event, the Dark Vampire Lord, right? They need to make money. At the end of the day, they're a company, man. Okay? At the end of the day, they're a company. Right? They gotta make some money, bro, to keep things going. Yeah, I don't mind them making money as long as, you know, they keep doing stuff good, which I do have to say, Balance Patch, the Vampire Lord, they've been doing good, right? They gotta make some kind of money. So, are we gonna see some kind of pack that, you know, gives special double EXP or something like double AXP to level up things faster? Is there going to be any pack? Because right now they don't make any money from this, do they? Is there anything they make money from? This is free energy where we farm at our own free will with that cannot be refreshed through crystals, right? Right? Is it this content only a pure time dump? Unless you're pay to win and you dump Devilmons, right? So maybe they'll sell Devilmons. I don't know, right? Maybe, but. Yeah, I mean, Devilmon pack hasn't come out in a while, so maybe that. But right now, this piece of content makes no money. Yes or no? They're definitely going to release packs. I would expect it. Usually they do with new updates. But currently, right now, there's no piece of money that is made through this. False. Okay, tell me. Let's talk about it, right? How do they make money for this? Time is money. Okay, but that's the same for everything. This is zero money. This is actually zero money. If you go farm your homunculus, if you go farm giants, you have to spend your time and your money, right? Potentially. Right, to continue to farm it, right? Because it takes a lot of resources. So right now, this has no resource that is put into it. True or false? So potentially maybe some future packs they're gonna release to make this faster. That's the only thing I can think of, man. Yeah, that's the only thing I can think of. Yeah, they take the time to look through this content. There is 0 bit of money that you can dump into this. It's only time. Homunculus is more money than this. There's only time. Yeah, there's only time that you're dumping into this. So I feel that they're gonna make some kind of pack, which I feel is fine, but also not fine, right? So we'll see. But this skill up thing, we're gonna have to see. I need to see the skills and base stats, which okay, they do show the skills. The skills and base stats will make a difference on whether I want to Devilmon or not, as well as the time amount, if it's going to be reasonable or not. Something that I might suggest to them, which I'm not reading here, is when you use your secondary awakened monster, maybe they allow us to choose the skill. Might be worth it. You know what I mean? The grind will feel a little bit less, right? I don't know. Maybe that's something special that they can do for these units. But end of the day, I think that throughout my entire analysis of this, I think this is going to be a little bit of a problem here. Okay, not a little bit of a problem. It's going to be a problem here because it's going to take way too long to skill up a unit that's going to be viable enough for people to use, right? I know it's endgame content and you're going to be making a unit for Guild Wars or RTA or even maybe dungeons, right? But to invest that much resources and time to skill up is too much. It's too much, okay? I have to agree. I don't know if you feel the same, chat. The time invested to make one secondary awakened unit is reasonable. You feel? To make one secondary unit is reasonable, right? To make one is reasonable, right? But to skill it up is unreasonable. Totally unreasonable, the amount of time into skill it up, right? Even Devilmon, right? Even as a free-to-play player and saving Devilmon or even buying Devilmon, you can buy so many, man. Yeah, they only offer up one Devilmon pack a month, even if you pay to win, right? So it's gonna take a long time to skill up, make it viable. So these things better be dank, yeah? But you know, these are why they release developer notes. It's not live yet. They can change this anytime. So hopefully we can make an impact by making this video here, as well as telling Comp to us. So hopefully they acknowledge it and change it before the release, or even after the release, and they test it out to see how long it takes and get a feel. I think that's what Comp to us do. Is they release things, they see how it feels, and then they change it. Yeah. So hopefully they hear us and they make changes accordingly, right? Because end of the day, no matter what you guys say, I firmly believe that Comp2us cares, okay? Comp2us definitely cares, for sure. Yeah, they really care about the community, and they really care about the game. So we just have to let them know with, what is the word? What is it? Critique. What is the word I'm thinking of? What is it? A criticism. Yeah, constructive criticism. That's it. Constructive criticism. That's the way it is. Yeah, we give them constructive criticism, and hopefully they make changes. Which they haven't. All right, let's take a look at these skills here. Light Fairy. Let's just look at the secondary awakening. Attacks enemy 3 times with a whirling storm of light. Stuns the enemy. I see what you did there, Comp2us. I see what you did there, Comp2us, huh? Oh, it's the secondary awakening unit named Fran too. Fran with an E. Okay. Attack the enemy 3 times with a whirling storm of light. Stuns the enemy for 1 turn with a 60% chance. Yeah, it was from 20% to 60%. Okay. Alright. Okay. Hello. Welcome back, Fred. Yeah. This is like Costco, man. Yeah, you go into Costco, you have the sample, yeah, and then after that, it makes you want to buy the real thing. You see? They give you the sample, the next week, it's gone. The sample's not there anymore, bro. You only can purchase it if you want it. Yeah, so Fran's gone. New Fred is here. Yeah, in the name of Neil. I wonder if the name is gonna change too, or is it just gonna say like Awakened Neil or whatever? I don't know. Anyways, skill 2 removes all harmful effects on the target ally and recovers its HP. The recovery amount is proportionate to the max HP. From recovers all harmful effects on the target ally and recover the HP, the recovery amount is proportionate to the attack power. Okay, so now it's by max HP. So that whatever proportion that is gonna be a higher healing, I assume, right? Third skill is remove the harmful allies' harmful effects, make an ally invincible and grants immunity for 2 turns. From remove harmful effects and makes ally invincible. Okay, so now it's a single target immunity cleanse, you know, Jean. It's like a Jean skill too. Yeah, but it's 2 turns. Wow, invincibility. Oh, is it invincibility for 1 turn? Or 2 turns? 2 turns, right? So 2 turn invincibility with 2 turn, whatchamacall, immunity. And it cleanses. Not bad. Not bad. Okay. Yep, solid unit. Do I think that's OP? Now, we got to put this into perspective. Do I think this is OP to dump Devilmons and farm whatever amount of skill ups for it?
No.
I don't think so. Yeah, that's kind of a lot, man. It's going to take something astronomical to make me want to say that it's going to be reasonable to get the skill ups for it, man. Yeah. Shannon, okay. Attack the enemy with an energy ball. The attack has a 70% chance to increase the enemy's chance to land a glancing for 2 turns and absorb the attack bar by 15%. Okay, so higher chance of glancing and absorb attack bar. Interesting change to skill 1. Attack all enemies and decrease the attack speed for 2 turns. Yeah. Also absorbs their attack bar by 10% with an 80% chance. Attack all enemy decreasing attack speed for 2 turns with 80% chance on each target. Okay, so now we absorb attack bar. Looks like we're absorbing attack bar with skill 1 and skill 2. Right, this makes it more viable for PvE. I don't know about PvP, but this doesn't seem too OP. Increase the attack bar and defense of allies for 3 turns. You good? Ah. Before awakening, increase the attack bar and defense of all allies for 3 turns. After awakening, increase the attack bar and defense of all allies for 3... What? No change? Oh, come on, man. Yeah? Come on, bro. Hey. Okay. Alright. Alright. Warbear. Thrash enemy inflicting damage portion to HP. The attack has an 85% chance to reduce enemy's attack bar by 25%. By 25%. Is that the same? Oh, higher chance to reduce attack bar. Okay, whoop-de-doo. Skill 2, recover HP by 35% chance and increase defense for 2 turns. Your max HP increases by 20% whenever you use it. This effect accumulates up to 5 times. Is this an HP Artemil? Nani? Recovers your HP by 35% and increases defense for 2 turns. Your max HP is... Your max HP? Wait. Usually it's just by like your base. Your max HP? Doesn't max HP mean everything you have? Like your mom, your dad, your uncle, your grandma, your grandpa, your frog, your underwear, your shirt, everything you got with you right now. Yeah, is all gonna be increased. So if I make a 50k warbear and I use crouch, I get 60k. And if I make a 60k warbear crouch, I get 72k HP. And then if I 72k HP crouch a warbear, I have... I have 86,400 HP. Quick maths. And then if I crouch again, I'm gonna have 103,680 HP. And then if I crouch again, is that 5 yet? I think that's 5. It's 124,416 HP. God damn. Hey, and doesn't Ramagod have crouch? Doesn't all the other warbears have crouch as well? Or some of them? Yo. Okay. What's the 3rd skill though? Counterattack with a 50% chance when you receive damage and revive with 30% of HP at the last dying breath and using the power of Unbreakable Well. Okay, so depends on what the cooldown of crouch is, yeah, for it to be OP, but I think that's something for fun that we can do. Yeah, something fun that we can do. And technically, I don't think you need skill ups to do it. True false chat. I think we will do a test on that for fun. Yeah, to see how much HP we can get for fun. But we'll see. I'll figure out some fun thing to use this on. But I think that's pretty interesting. Right? I don't think we need skill ups for it. No, I would never devil it. This one I wouldn't devil. I wouldn't care to devil it. I don't need the cooldowns to go down. I don't need anything to go down. I would just use it just for the skill 2. If I have to wait an extra turn, I'll wait an extra turn, man. I'm not gonna devil this. Yeah, I could potentially just build it. Maybe it's increase your max HP. No. Max HP entails the whole amount. Guys. Max HP entails the whole amount. Interesting, alright. Oh! Yeah. Oh my god. And his name's John Cena.
Ding, 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 ding. Ding, 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 ding.
Okay, John Cena, baby. Yeah. Whitey's pretty hyped about this. Yeah, we were talking about it, and he was like, yeah, I can't wait to see what Rail can do, you know, because Whitey's known to use Rail. Let's see the skill changes here. Attacks with a giant claw to weaken the enemy's defense with a 70% chance. Instead of 50 to 70, okay? And consecutive still 30%, but okay, higher chance of defense break. Okay, interesting. We'll see if that makes a difference. Team up with 2 other allies to attack an enemy. Instead of... Oh! Okay, so There's a free Sylvia. There's a free Sylvia. Okay. Interesting. Yeah, annihilate passive. If you kill the enemy, you will get an extra turret instantly, and your skill cooldown time will decrease by 1. Wait, what is the cooldown of Tima? Okay, this might be OP. I can see Whitey's one going nuts if it violence. Yeah, it's like a Tark, sorry. It's like a Tark. Interesting. 3-turn cooldown, but if you kill something... Okay, this is definitely going to be something fun to use. Do I think it's worth the skill ups, though? I don't think so. I really don't think so. Yeah. But, wait, is that it? Oh, they don't show us the other ones? Many of you will be curious about the other monster skills, and we're sorry for not showing all of them in the note. Please check them out in the game after the update. Okay, so we have to wait for the rest of them. But we can make speculations on some of the skills, right, for these units. Because a lot of these 2 and 3 star units have the same first skill, and sometimes second skill, like Crouch, like Scratch. So does that mean like Bella and all the other units that have Scratch, all the Inugamis, have a 70% chance of defense breakdown? That's nice. All right, that's very nice. But I'm curious to see, one thing that I'm curious about, because we just talked about this skilling up and using Devilmon, right? How important is it to skill up and Devilmon these particular units? There might be some units that you can build, which, as we know, it doesn't take very long to Second Awakening 1, right? It takes a while to skill up because you have to make so many secondary awakenings, but it takes a reasonable amount of time to make one. Are any of these usable without skill ups? Because there are certain units that can function and function decent without skill ups. Bella's already 100%. Okay, well, I mean, the other Inugamis as well, right? So I'm curious to see what Bella's changes are. So interesting enough, I'm very curious to see if there are anything that doesn't need skill ups. Because right now, I don't think the skill ups are reasonable, and I hope, you know, players don't really dump Devilmons into here yet, because they might change things, right? Because we are talking about it, and it's good that we talk about it, and hopefully they change it. But I'm excited to see which units can be used without the skill ups already, and I think we can build a couple of them because it doesn't take a ridiculously long time to build them, I would say. Anyways, let's move on here. Secondary Awakening Dungeon rewards. In the Secondary Awakening Dungeon, new items are available as rewards. The acquired items can be used in craft buildings to craft ancient runes, ancient reap stones. Okay, so this is what we've seen and talked about already in the past, and that we speculate on is that we'll get these craft materials to craft ancient runes, which is a new, let's say, rune that a new rune level, but it's not a 7-star rune. It's just a new prefix, right? Ancient rune instead of just a regular rune, right? And these runes are going to have start off initially with more stats. They will not power up to have more stats. So let's say, for example, a 6-star rune can power up to have 4 to 6 speed. These new ancient runes will still power up 4 to 6 speed, but the initial stats for attack, defense, HP percent, even flat stats, right? Speed, all of that, accuracy, crit rate, crit damage, are going to be at a higher starting amount potentially, right? As well as the grinds and enchants will be slightly higher than the grinds and enchants that you've previously seen. So this will give a nice buff to the rune, whatever rune that we get, right? It's slightly buffed. It's not going to power up to be super OP, right? But nonetheless, it looks like as we're farming, okay, so one thing we can note is as we're farming these secondary awakenings or we're doing the dungeons, we're going to be getting these crafting materials. So it's kind of like 2 in 1 then, I assume, right? We can be secondary awakening something, and we can be farming the crafts for ancient runes. So it's a 2 in 1 kind of thing. So you know, double dipping, which is kind of nice, I guess. This is what it's gonna look like to craft, right? As we can see here, it looks like we assumed before, Alunia is gonna be the one that we're gonna go ahead and farm. Oh, but unless you want to awaken the bear and the Inugami, then you have to do the other one. Because I think Ilunia is the only viable one because it has Despair and Will, which are kind of pertinent, right? So, okay. Craft buildings, runes, craft ancient runes will be added. You'll be able to select a rune of each dimension to craft. You need materials, rune ores that are dropped in selected dungeons. Okay, sounds good. Crafting ability special, ancient rune will be added. To craft ancient reappraisals, you'll need ancient magic stones. Okay, so you need the resources to craft the runes and the reaps. And apparently we're going to be able to craft a certain amount of reaps. Right there. An ancient reap stone can be crafted 2 times per week. So make sure you guys craft these ancient stone reaps no matter what. Because when you get that OP rune, yeah, that 6-star ancient rune, you want to reap it, right? And you only can reap with this. They're not selling reap packs. I asked them. Yeah, you can't use other reaps on these. You only can use ancient reaps. Please note that the ancient reaps can only be used on ancient runes. You can't use normal grinds, enchant gems, and reaps on the new ancient runes. Okay. In the chart, you can find what kind of materials you need to craft. These are the amounts for the ancient runes and the reaps for you guys to know. right? While you're doing the dungeons and collecting the materials. This is the end of the dimension hole update developers note. Okay. Always they put this disclosure, right? We are aware that the developers notes have been written during the development stage and some content might be changed. So hopefully they change the skill content. But all in all, I'm really excited. Yeah, still for this dimension hole content, but I'm really excited to see the rest of the skills. I need to see all the units. Yeah, all the units, and to see if anything is viable without skill ups. As well as I'm excited to, you know, craft and farm the new ancient runes, right? Hopefully to get something nice, right? To do the dungeons, kind of figure out, you know, what is an easy way to clear the dungeon, since it's a 4-man dungeon. That's gonna be slightly different. But the only thing I am not excited about, and I'm gonna continue to stress it for the rest of this video and on the streams, is the skill ups, right? And if we stress it enough, I think Contours will make a change, right? I think they're gonna sell some kind of pack. Maybe we'll be able to level things up faster with these packs. I don't know. And if so, then okay, it will still feel bad, especially for free-to-play players, right? But they need to make some kind of change for this skill ups. It's gonna be too hard and take too long to skill up these units. So I don't agree with this. But like I said, this is developers notes. It's not released yet, so we'll see what gets released. We'll see what they have to say. As well as after it gets released, I always give them some leeway. I give usually new release and new content usually about, you know, a couple weeks, like 2 or 3 weeks. Yeah, because I know the developers make it live so that they can see the reactions, see how things go, because they can predict certain things, but they can't predict how things are going to hit the patch live, right? Every single aspect. So they're going to wait for it to go live. They're going to use us as, you know, guinea pigs, test bunnies, whatever it is, right? And we're going to test it out and see what's wrong. Hopefully we continue to make these changes. We'll talk about these on future podcasts as well, so we can make our voice heard, and hopefully we get to see these changes implemented in the future. But all in all, still excited. Yeah, still excited for the content, to see what entails. And I'm excited for I'm excited to build some of these new units. Yeah, I actually am. Yeah, so probably some extra streams or some bonus streams coming up as well. But if you guys are watching this from the YouTube channel, thank you guys for watching this video. Make sure you guys hit that like, leave a comment below. Yeah, let's keep the comment section with constructive criticism. I think that's gonna be good. The more constructive we can be, the better the criticism we can be, the more we can make our voice heard, right? Because let's be real, right? If you're toxic or you put some kind of negative comment, it's just not gonna be heard. You know how it is, man. You say something toxic, whatever, come to us, you'll just be like, whatever, man. Yeah, they don't really care. But if you could give the constructive criticism, they'll read it. Yeah, maybe they'll take it to heart, and maybe they'll make changes. Yeah, but all right. Thank you guys for watching this video, and I'll see you guys on the next live streamer video. Peace out, YouTube.